Welcome to the Inside Silverstone podcast, a business-focused podcast covering all things tech, engineering and innovation. Hosted by me, Chris Broome, a huge tech, motorsport and gaming fan, and also the owner of Longhurst, a firm of lifestyle financial planners and independent financial advisors located in Silverstone, Northamptonshire. This is a series of unscripted and unpolished conversations with leading business owners, thought leaders and high-tech talent where we discuss their experiences within the Silverstone business and motorsport region. We will also be asking them to share their knowledge, insight and their thoughts on the future just for you. If you're looking to learn more about the Silverstone high growth region and commercially connect with like-minded peers, you've definitely come to the right place. Welcome to Inside Silverstone. Welcome to the next edition of Inside Silverstone. My name is Chris Broome and I am your host. Today I am delighted to welcome to the show Ella Barrington from Ella Barrington Associates. Ella, welcome to the show.
Hi Chris, thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Ella, we're doing a bit of a new podcast series at the moment. So we're doing something that's called COVID Catch Up. Which we're doing with special guests, people that are new friends to us, like yourself, but also old friends, people that have been on the podcast before. So you are literally going to be our new episode, our first episode of this COVID catch-up, so absolutely no pressure. And actually the interviews, which are normally, they range from 30 minutes to maybe an hour. I think Ros Bird broke the record for an hour. She was just gas bagging for an hour. We're going to be condensing these episodes down to sort of 10, 15 minutes maximum, just so that we can make sure we can record more and more people can come on and we can air episodes a bit more frequently. So as I said, you are the first sort of guinea pig of this, Ella. So thank you very much for agreeing to come on. You're a good sport. And you literally just said that you just finished watching a NASA type program on YouTube. So talk to us about that quickly before we get on to you guys. So what was it? It was a launch of what, or not a launch?
So NASA have just sent a new robotic spacecraft to Mars. It'll get there in 7 months' time, which I'm sure I will have forgotten about, but sure. It was pretty exciting, especially after kind of the world's attention was captured at the end of May with Bob and Doug, everybody's favourite wholesome NASA astronauts, got sent up at SpaceX, and it's kind of rekindled my love for all that geeky science stuff. So
geeky science stuff's good with us. Our listeners love geeky science stuff. So Ella Barrington, you run Ella Barrington and Associates, and so obviously I do my research, I Google. So I've got here award-winning project manager. So tell us a story about that.
I am. So it's not exactly an unusual story for people in this neck of the woods, but I started off as an engineer and an engine designer, and then I went onto a race team, and as quite often happens, I got kind of sucked into the management and kind of commercial end of motorsport and then wider kind of automotive engineering, and I set up my own consultancy 4 years ago. And now we basically help people get stuff done, particularly kind of STEM businesses where people are really amazing at what they do. They're into their technology. They love their product. They love going racing. They love doing what they do best. And when you register a business at Companies House, they don't give you this big manual or set of rules as to how to run a business. And you don't know what you don't know. Whereas we've kind of run and scale businesses as a team. So we kind of take all the really dreary, often overlooked stuff like compliance and admin and things and just make them as good and as efficient as they can be for people, and either make it so efficient that you can do it yourself and it doesn't bore you to tears, or we take it on and kind of we are your nagging force or your reminder service, or we just make sure that when you want something to happen, you just arrive. We've done all the rest of it for you and find you the right people in the right place in the right time.
Nice. Sounds very, very good. So just quickly, for those listening to this who might not know what the term means, what's STEM?
So STEM is science, technology, engineering and mathematics. It is a bit of a buzzword that's quite cool at the moment. It sort of came out of education maybe 5 or 6 years ago when kind of discovered that they needed a collect all term for the subjects that kids weren't studying. And STEM's come out of there.
Cool, good word. So your background is mechanical engineer degree, Masters of Science in Race Engineer Design. So is that as cool as it sounds? So a Masters of Science in Race Engineer Design. Is it cool?
Right.
And what was the race team you did it with?
It's race engine design. So I did that at Oxford Brookes back in 2007 to 2008, which sounds really long time ago, but basically we got to study in minute detail internal combustion engines, and some of it seems a little bit out of date now. We're moving into kind of hybrid and EV being the future, but still it was a fantastic opportunity, and I got to go to America. I got to study with amazing people, and the kind of real legends of the motorsport industry kind of came and taught us, and you sat there and you realised that those people had forgotten more than we ever knew. So it was as cool as it sounds.
Okay. But then you've worked in and around race teams locally, presumably?
I had, I worked for one of the few non-local race teams for a while. So I started off doing Formula Fords. I did all my placements and things at ProDrive. Nice. Then I went up to Yorkshire, believe it or not. I left Motorsport Valley behind and went up to Yorkshire to work for United Autosports. I've done a bit of Formula 3. I've done various kind of freelance gigs. I was mostly data systems engineer, a little bit of race engineering. And then, now I'm back safely in the heart of Motorsport Valley. And I work with, quite a few non-STEM businesses that are a little bit more towards Oxford, but I work with kind of the likes of Cosworth, Precision Sim Engineering, to again help them get stuff done.
Quick question, because my good lady at home does the same thing. Putting pens and pencils in your hair, is that just a thing because you don't want to lose it? I mean, Lou does that all the time. She literally comes in and she's got a pen stuck in her head.
Yeah, quite often I'm driving home and I kind of turn to look both ways, like the good 10 to 2 driver that I pretend to be, and go, what is that? And I realise, there's like 10 pens in there. I think it's a thing you start at school so nobody steals it off your desk and then just never leaves you.
It's also like an Oriental type look as well, right? Because they always have, very good.
Yeah, can't help it. Don't even know I do it.
Doesn't matter. I just saw it and I thought I'd just comment on it. Right, so COVID. So obviously you're going in and helping businesses.
Yeah.
God, lots of businesses have needed help, especially during COVID. So what's been the experience with people that you've been working with? How's COVID impacted them? So
it has been a story of two sides, really. We had some clients who have just not struggled, but the wool has been pulled out underneath them. We work with a healthcare training provider. Obviously, no surgeons are in the market for a little bit of CPD right now. So we have had people that have really had to kind of forced to go back to square one. And actually that's been quite a good opportunity for us because we're often about working on a business rather than in a business. So they've had no choice really but to get on with all that stuff that you think, I really should do that. And then we've got at the other extreme, we've had clients who there are not enough hours in the day, particularly kind of sim racing clients who just cannot build stuff quick enough. And it's really just been about kind of supporting them to scale. And, we've had a bit of supply chain interruption in places, but on the whole, it's balanced itself out. And I think what it has given business owners the chance to do is to kind of stop and reflect on where they're going, whether it's either direction, and find out what's important to them as well. There's been a lot of people that have stopped and gone, hang on a minute, I can't remember why I used to sit in that traffic all the time, or why did I need to get on a plane when I could have just had that meeting over Zoom? It's been a really interesting time to be that kind of third party that goes into businesses and gets involved. We get to see a lot of excitement and also be there for the people that are having a bit of a heartbreak. And what lessons are being learned, especially sort of important lessons that you're seeing from these guys? Prioritization, I think, is probably a really important one for both scenarios, really, is people are looking at their priorities, whether that's a financial priority because everything's a little bit more uncertain, or it's a personal one. It's getting people to do what they love to do and they bring value to, as opposed to all the stuff that I think we all just kind of got sucked into, and I put myself in that category as well, just getting sucked into meetings that you didn't need to go to and jobs you didn't really want to do. So I think everybody's kind of, project management, one of the big things they always go on about in every exam you sit is lessons learned, and you always start with what lessons did we learn last time, and a project isn't officially closed until you've done the same process and had that good, well, it's supposed to be a productive lessons learned section, but it can be a big bitch and a moan, and I actually think sometimes we need a big bitch and a moan to get it all out there and to say, hang on a minute, what are we going to do better next time? And that really fits in actually a lot with particularly people with a motorsport background like I am. You don't like to rest on your laurels because you want to be getting better and faster all the time. So actually this enforced red flag, I think, has made us all have a good think about what's important to us before we start off again.
Yeah, very wise. And so the future of Ella Barrington and Associates as a business. So what's your hopes and objectives over the next 12, 18 months as we sort of come through COVID and into the new world?
So yeah, we've just had a big rebrand ourselves. That was part of our pause. So it's kind of getting that out there and reconnecting with people under our new umbrella. But yeah, I think it's exciting. I think there is a sad inevitability probably to a second wave and further lockdowns. So that in the short term, that's what we're going to be looking at is how we can support our clients through that and make sure that it's not quite as hard or overworked or underworked as they were last time. And then hopefully this time next year we'll be back on track, but again with our nice priorities where we can go home early for a gin and tonic like I am going to do today, because it's
I think people are going to be working a lot smarter, right, moving forward. So not necessarily just home working, but just more efficiently. And certainly with what we do, we're financial planners, and so all the clients we're working with, or some of them at least, have a real revaluation of, as you said, journey time into work, stopping work early, maybe pivoting and doing something else in their career, literally stopping work altogether. I think certainly from an efficiency perspective, I think next year moving forward, I think we're all going to be hopefully a bit happier and a bit more focused on living sort of this very short life that we all have, but just living it better, both professionally and personally. So here. And sort of when we're at the back end of COVID and we're all through it, what's the one thing that you're personally looking forward to the most?
Well, one of my secret side hobbies is I love America's Cup and kind of the mad offshore racing. And America's Cup is on, at the moment, it is on in March next year in New Zealand. So it feels a little bit touch and go. It feels a little bit close to second lockdown at the moment, but I'm really hoping we can make it out there. And we went to Bermuda 4 years ago for the last round, and that is really what I am pinning my hopes for 2021 on.
God, that'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be good. Right, I'm going to start drawing this interview to a close. So thank you so much for being a good sport, for being our guinea pig. It's a bit quicker than we'd normally be doing, but as I said, I think we can get more interviews done and share the message from everybody within our community. I've literally just thought of a very last question, and it's a bit of a weird one, and I'm going to trial it on you, subject to how you respond to it. I'm then going to ask everybody else privately, and just not tell them that we're asking this, okay?
I love a prototype.
Okay. What is, for you, the king or queen of crisps?
Oh, I don't think you can go wrong with a what's it, can you?
Ooh, but are we going to go original what's it or going to go different flavour what's it?
Oh no, an original what's it. You shouldn't mess with a what's it, which could be a metaphor for life.
Hashtag don't mess with a what's it. Do you know what, weird thing, don't tell anybody this, but when I was younger, I used to like making a what's it sandwich with Dairy.
I could be there for that.
Oh my God, it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal, but just don't tell anyone I said that, okay?
all the best bits of yellow and orange food.
Honestly, it's so unhealthy, but sod it. So anyway, Ella, thank you for being a good sport. Thank you for coming on the show. I said it's going to be audio, but I'm kind of feeling that I want to turn this into a video as well, because you're such a smiley, happy person. So I think we should we might do it into a video. But either way, thank you for coming on. Yeah, with the pen in the hair as well. I'm going to make sure your website, your revised website and your new branding goes in the show notes, and clearly anything else you want to include in there, including your relationship with Oxford Brookes and the race team there and associate lecturer, etc. I'll make sure we've got loads of show notes there, so that if people want to find you, partner up with you, that they can do that. You should also, as a complete aside, if you haven't already, consider the Silverstone Technology Cluster. I don't know if you've joined that yet, or you're going to consider joining that, but
I think I need to. I had a chat with Pim like 4 years ago when we started, but I think we're in a better position now. We're at Greatworth to
just come and join as well. All the cool kids hang out, so be part of the cool gang.
There's a crisp sandwich on offer.
Do you know what? I think I'll talk to Pim and we'll make that a thing, that if you sign up, he makes you a crisp sandwich.
As long as it's original Otsits, we're fine.
Ella, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks, Chris.
The Inside Silverstone podcast is produced by the team at Longhurst for the benefit of those with a passion for all things tech, engineering and innovation. For more information, please visit longhurst.co.uk/Inside Silverstone, whilst also remembering to give us a 5 out of 5 star rating on iTunes. Please note that neither Chris Broome or Longhurst work for Silverstone Park, Silverstone Circuit or Silverstone Technology Cluster.